everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing very well today. So today's video I'm very excited to do because I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite makeup products, makeup application, all of that, and it is blush. So I'm going to be sharing with you 10 drugstore blushes that I think are the best. They're the best of the best. You should be able to find these both at Ulta, and one of the brands though I'm actually able to find at my local grocery store, so hopefully that's the same for you all. But if not, it's still a very affordable brand and you can always purchase from their website. So let's go ahead and get started. I actually have powder blushes as well as cream and liquid blushes. So let's jump on in. So firstly, I did want to talk about the obvious. And when I say obvious, I mean they're obvious that I'm going to talk about these. And these are my Revlon blushes. I'm sorry if I'm being redundant, and I've talked about these many times on my channel, but these are just very, very good. I have 3 of them. I have the shade Naughty Nude, and this one is more of a beautiful kind of rosy, bronzy nude color. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. It's very beautiful. I also have this shade Apricot. This is probably my favorite of the 3 that I have. This one is more of like a perfect blush color. Like when I think of the color blush, I kind of think of this, right? And then finally, I have the shade Oh Baby Pink, and this is beautiful, especially for like more cool toned looks. Very, very pretty. So I love this formula because even though it's a powder, it goes on so smooth. And even though some of these formulas have a little bit of like a sheen to them, I don't feel that they, emphasize any texture or that they emphasize pores or anything like that. I just feel like they're very, very almost blurring on the skin, and they almost put a little bit of a filter to your skin as well. So I love these, and you can find them at Ulta. Another powder formula that I wanted to talk about, but actually they could even be considered creams, and those are my Super Shock Cheeks from ColourPop. So I have quite a few of these already. They definitely have grown in my collection, but these are the 3 that I wanted to mention in today's video. So firstly, I have one of like the matte formulas, and this is in the shade Between the Sheets. This I guess should have been considered more of a cream, but this is a beautiful everyday color. Perfect for, maybe more glam eye looks because your blush isn't going to compete with your eyeshadow or your lip product. And this is going to be more of like that matte formula. And then this one in the shade No Way definitely has more of like a pearlized finish to it. And this one is going to be a little bit more of like a shimmery blush. And some of these you will be able to find on Ulta's site or in person at Ulta. And some of these you may have to purchase on the ColourPop website. This one I'm not sure is still available, but this is part of the Tinkerbell collection, and this is in the shade Darling. This is a beautiful kind of coppery bronze color, and this is a little bit more of like a statement blush color, but again, just super beautiful. And because these are so smooth and so creamy, they are going to look so effortless on the skin. They're not going to, again, emphasize any texture or acne or pores or anything like that. They're just going to look very nice and smooth on the skin and give your skin a beautiful sheen. Then going back to powder, of course, I had to mention my Wet n Wild Color Icon blush. I've mentioned this before. I do have the older packaging. They have since updated it. This is the shade Mellow Wine, and Mellow Wine is a beautiful everyday terracotta color. This is one that I love to pull out for the fall season because it's just beautiful with very toasty, bronzy looks. And again, it's just that really nice terracotta color. Sometimes that's hard to find, and Mellow Wine definitely gives me that. And again, kind of similar to the Revlon, these are very, very nice and smooth and blurring on the skin. A lot of these that I'm talking about, they're not going to emphasize anything, right? They're not going to emphasize texture or acne, nothing like that. And again, what I love about these blushes as well is that they're very pigmented. I am the type of person that loves blush. I don't like to sit here for for 300 years trying to build up my blush. And all of these are either gonna give it to me right away, the pigment, or they're going to be easy to build and they're not gonna take forever to build, because that's really important to me in a blush. And I do feel like all of these truly are very pigmented, or they give me the flexibility to obtain that level of pigment that I want. So love these Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes. If you've tried the newer packaged ones, please let me know if they're the same formula. Then I have, of course, a very, very popular blush line that I feel most people really enjoy, and a lot of people talk about them here on YouTube as well. And they're from Essence, and they're part of the blush line. These are super affordable. I want to say these are under $3, and I have 2 of them. So I have the shades Befitting, which is my personal favorite, kind of similar to the Apra Cute shade from Revlon, Apra Cute shade. This is like the perfect blush color to me. Again, whenever I think of a blush in my head, I think of a color like this. Love the shade Befitting so, so much. And then the other shade that I have is the shade Beloved. And this is definitely more of a pinky blush, very bright pink, a little bit, maybe more pigmented. Maybe more people are not going to necessarily gravitate towards this color, and that's okay. But if you are wanting to experiment, it's nice that this is very affordable. And again, the formula is so, so good. And it's just out of this world how affordable those blushes are. And then let's get into Milani. So Milani, you probably already know which blushes I'm going to talk about right now. Those are the baked blushes from Milani. These are killer. These are so good. I have 2 shades. You know that I have the shade Luminoso, of course, right? Because this is such an iconic shade from the line. Very beautiful, coral, luminous blush, perfect for summer. Really, this is like the epitome of summer. Pick this one up. It's very, very classic for a reason. My personal favorite though from the line, at least that I've tried, is Berry Amore. This is beautiful. I love this especially for people that have brown hair, brown eyes, or just like maybe deeper hair colors, because I really do feel like this is going to complement the deeper hair colors. Of course, anyone can wear anything, right? It does not matter, but I just noticed that this really complements my complexion, my hair color, my eye color, and everything like that. So this is just such a good, expensive formula. It really does seem like it's a high-end blush, or even a luxury blush, because of how expensive these look on the skin and how expensive they apply and look throughout the day. So I love these. I really am kind of tempted to just own every single shade, because I really do think that the formula is just so nice. Now getting into the brand that, like I said, is not necessarily available at Ulta. I have a feeling maybe one day they will be, because they are definitely gaining traction, especially on social media, especially on TikTok, and that is the brand Moira. So I picked these up on the Moira site. However, I've also picked up a lot of their products from my local grocery store, so maybe check yours. But I really enjoy their blushes. These are the signature ombre blushers, and I have 2 of them. And my favorite one is Tender Rose, because this one is more of like a really beautiful kind of everyday blush. You guys can probably guess what I like by now, and that's more of like a terracotta kind of nudie type of blush. Love this one. And again, you can, depending where you put your brush, like if you put your brush here, it'll obviously be more pigmented, maybe a little bit of a deeper shade, and then here will be a little bit more lighter. I tend to focus it in between the both of them. I'm totally okay with mixing. So that is the shade Tender Rose. And then the other one that I have that I picked up is in the shade Mellow Pink. And this one is not pink at all, in my opinion. This is definitely more of a peach. Maybe actually on camera, I feel like it's picking up more pink, but this looks more peach to me. Either way, still happy to have it. It's still a really, really nice formula, really nice and blurring on the skin. So those are all of the powder blushes. So now let's get into the cream and liquid blushes. And these for sure you can pick up at Ulta, except for the Moira one. And the Moira one, let me talk about it right now, is amazing. And these are the Love Heat cream blushes. These are supposedly a dupe for the Tower 28 ones, I think that these are far better, the ones from Moira. I have the shade right here is I Need You. It is a beautiful, beautiful red blush. Like honestly, try red blush and thank me later. It is such a beautiful trend in my opinion. And it is a little bit intimidating, but these blend out so easily and so nicely. I don't have any issues. I do have a video, it was a get ready with me where I did use this blush. I'm not sure which one it was, but if I can find it, I'll try to link it. But this one, this is just such a good formula. In my opinion, these are better than the Tower 28 ones because I feel like the Tower 28 ones are very, very balmy. They're very emollient, sometimes a little bit too thick in my opinion. I still love them, but they are definitely a different formula. I feel like these are a little bit more solidified in the pan and a little bit easier to blend onto the skin because they're not as goopy. So I really, really love these, and the shades that they have are stunning. Then let's talk about the only liquid I have in today's video. And I don't have I haven't talked about this blush, I don't think at all in my channel, and that is the Soft Matte cream blushes from LA Girl. I have the shade Grace here, and this one is very pigmented. Like these are for my blush loving gals out there. These are super pigmented. You only need the tiniest amounts. They are going to build so quickly, kind of on the level of the Rare Beauty ones. That doesn't really bother me or intimidate me because I love blush a lot, and honestly the more the merrier because it tends to fade throughout the day. So I'm okay with having a lot of blush because I know that by the end of the day it's probably going to be to the level that I want it to be. But these are more of a moussey texture. They're going to be a little bit more whipped as well. But yes, these are a liquid blush. So what I do is I just squeeze some on the back of my hand, and then I just get my Fenty 125 face brush, and then I just, you know, kind of dab it on, and then I put it on my cheeks. If you want to, you could even dab it and then dab some just to kind of get that excess liquid off of the brush, and then go on with your cheeks that way. So I just really like this formula, and I think what I love about this one the most is that this is going to last all day long. All day long. It truly is. And Sarah Rose was actually using this in one of her videos, and I think she was using the shade Rosebud, and I kind of want to pick that shade up because that looked really beautiful, like the most prettiest mauvey pink color. But I really do enjoy the shade Grace as well. So that's probably the most affordable cream blush that I'm talking about because the others are a little bit pricier, but obviously they're still drugstore. Going back to Milani, and those are the Cheek Kiss cream blushes. These are a beautiful cream blush formula, and I'm so, so happy that more cream blushes are becoming more available within the drugstores and the drugstore brands. My favorite one out of the two is the shade Nude Kiss. This is a beautiful pinky color. This is definitely not nude in my opinion. This is more of a mauvey pink. It's going to be, honestly, a perfect shade name would have been like Rose, because it really does look just kind of like a standard rose color. These are often compared to the Tower 28 ones. I don't think so. These are a much more thinner formula. So these are going to be pretty balmy, pretty emollient, but not anywhere near the Tower 28 ones. These are a lot more of a thinner formula. So they're very wet and balmy, but they really do apply a thin layer on the skin, so it doesn't seem like thick. It's very thin. You can blend it out very, easily and nicely. And these wear really, really well as well throughout the day, especially for it being a cream blush. The other shade that I have is Coral Crush, and this is a bright, like coral color, almost leaning to like maybe orange. And this is perfect for summer. So really enjoy these formulas from Milani. Really glad that from the drugstore, like those you can find at like Walmart, at your local grocery store probably, and of course at Ulta. And then the final cream blushes, the final drugstore blush that I'm talking about in today's video. This is literally my favorite cream blush of all time. They're the Undone Beauty cream blushes, and these are called, technically they're lip to cheek palettes because you can use them for both. And I have 3 of them. So my ultimate favorite one is in the shade Rosewood, and these actually have a little bit of a concept to them. So I don't know if you can see, but there's actually 3 separate sections. So it's supposed to be that the first section, which would be this bottom one here, is supposed to be the least pigmented, the middle is like the moderately pigmented, and then the final one is supposed to be like the most pigmented. I don't really follow that method when using these. I just stick my brush in and just go to town. That might be helpful if you're wanting to use these on your lips. Maybe one will be more of like the opacity of a balm, and then the other one is maybe more of like an actual lipstick. But I don't follow that method. I just kind of use it as if it's just a regular blush. But these are so beautiful. These are so beautiful. The shade Rosewood is my favorite. These kind of similar to the to the Moira, to the Milani, in the sense of that it's pretty emollient as well, but these are super pigmented. These are very pigmented. A little bit goes a long way, but these wear like iron. These wear kind of like the LA Girl ones, which is crazy because these are not matte. The LA Girl one is definitely matte. These are not. So I love the shade Rosewood. It's perfect for fall. The other one that I have, which isn't my favorite, I've considered decluttering it, is in the shade Rosy. It's just a very bright pink. It honestly might be perfect for that cold girl makeup look. I don't know, I might have to give that a whirl, but very pretty as well, just not a color that I'm wearing that much. And then finally, I have the shade Flare, and Flare is an adorable kind of peachy pink color. It's very pretty and it's very feminine looking. It's very adorable, perfect for kind of like lighter makeup. And again, I'm still so impressed with this formula, and for a shade that's a little bit lighter, it still shows up really nice on my skin. So those are the top 10 blushes from the drugstore, in my opinion, that I wanted to recommend. All of these blushes you should be able to find at Ulta, except for Moira, and check your local grocery stores for Moira. But comment below, what are your top 10 favorite drugstore blushes? I would love to hear from you guys. Let me know if you agree with my picks. These are ones that I've been loving for so long, and again, I think these just they outcompete other formulas within their lines. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I'd love for you to subscribe and be a part of my YouTube channel family here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye!